as impressive as the Stars push was, it was really more about the Oilers collapsing. Yeah. Like here, this is the biggest thing that I've struggled with. And look, there's a million questions to ask today. If you're an Oiler fan, how exactly did that game winner go in on Stuart Skinner? Why did Chris Knoblauch not call a timeout in the second period during this onslaught? You got to try and find any way to halt the momentum, right? Yeah. So if you're getting hemmed in your own end, you need a break. You need something to try and offset that. So then the next question is, if you are the Oilers and you knew the Stars were going to push back as the best road team in the NHL, why were you so ill-equipped to handle it? Why were you so unprepared for it? And then maybe sort of the overarching question today is, what's happened to Darnell Nurse?
Man, I mean, that pairing with him and Cody Ceci, and to maybe tie it back to Knoblauch, like I gave Chris Knoblauch a lot of credit at the end of the Vancouver series when you sat there and said, okay, he did a great job making an on-the-fly adjustment with his D pairings in that series. In Game 6, he did a good job, he was using his timeouts. Game 7, he called a big timeout. Like, that seemed to work well for the Oilers. Then you look at yesterday, and it's like they just reverted back to their old form and their old problems where, they weren't mentally strong enough to push through that gap. Chris Knoblauch, for some reason, went back to Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci in that game, and it immediately didn't work. Like, that stretch of 8 minutes before it eventually led, and Dallas's first goal was in there, that started because Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci got hemmed in their own zone and could not make a play to break up the cycle. So I'm coming out of that game. I think there's a lot of blame to go around. You mentioned Skinner. I think Chris Knoblauch wears a lot of that for some of the in-game decisions that he made. And this Oilers blue line just couldn't figure it out. And with Nurse and Ceci, there's nothing you can do. Like,
you can't insulate a $9.25 million defenseman.
You can try run 4D tomorrow, but I wouldn't feel great about having Vinny Desharnais play 20 minutes either. So
he might be out of the lineup. Yeah. Like you could make the case that Desharnais should come out and against a Stars team that plays fast, that Philip Broberg should be the guy that goes in.
Or do you do something you haven't done yet in the Chris Knoblauch era, and that's run 11-7 and just say, hey, we're going to see 4 or 5 of these 7. Someone's got to be good. And you just run 7D and you go with the 11 forwards, and it's a Connor McDavid 30-minute special in tomorrow night.
And look, so we can get caught up in all the different questions surrounding the Oilers, but the Stars deserve a ton of. That's why the question was so interesting, because the Stars deserve a ton of praise. Like,
hello, Jason Robertson.
Hello, Rupe Hintz.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the game changer that maybe unlocked Jason Robertson, who had kind of gone through this goal scoring drought that hadn't really been a force these playoffs. He gets a hat trick. And Rupe Hintz picks up a couple assists, and he looks like he never missed a beat. And I love what Pete DeBoer said after the game, in that he may not be Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl, but for this Dallas Stars team, Rupe Hintz is he's their number one center. He is their Zibanejad or Barkov, or pick another player that's playing in these Stanley Cup playoffs that the Stars haven't had for the last 5 or 6 games. Yeah. And so not only did they snuff out the Colorado Avalanche without their number one center, but they were able to draw even through the first 2 games against the Edmonton Oilers in round 3. And then they get him back. And now the Stars team, which they're like a freight train rolling downhill, the Oilers now have to try and find a way to stop that Stars team from, continuing to push. And that's going to be really difficult. It feels like a missed opportunity for Edmonton, and it feels like this is what Dallas has done all playoffs.
Yeah, Edmonton now has to win 3 of the next 4. And if you're Dallas, man, are you ever feeling confident? You got home ice back. First time these playoffs, Jake Ottinger on the road has allowed 3 or more goals in a hockey game. And you're Dallas, you're sitting there going, hey, we still won. We didn't need, Jake Ottinger to carry us or anything like that. That was a team win, a great comeback. They survived that Edmonton push. The Stars do deserve a ton of credit. That series 2-1 with Game 4 going tomorrow night in downtown Edmonton.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Seravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.